Hello, today we are making oatmeal milk and honey soap. This is a high top, but first we're going to be making the low top part of the soap, the base of the soap. We are going to start by adding kaolin clay, and I'm just going to pre-mix that. So I'm just going to mix the kaolin clay into my oils. Okay. Now that we've got our kaolin clay mixed into our oils, we are going to mix our lye water solution in with our oils. Now in this solution we have goat milk. This is a goat milk soap, so we've added our goat milk to this already. Now we're going to mix until we get a light trace, and it only takes a few minutes. All right. We're going to set our blender off to the side and pour into two different containers. All right. Now in one container, we're going to use some titanium dioxide, and the other container, we are going to add some mica powder to make it look like honey. But first, we're going to add our oatmeal powder. So we use real oatmeal in this soap, so I've ground it down into a powder. So we are going to start with this one and add our oatmeal powder. We also use real honey in this soap, and we'll add that next. Okay. Now I use honey from Poet's Blend. It's a local beekeeper. He keeps his bees here on our farm. And so we will be adding honey from Poet's Blend, and then the goat milk came from Hardwicke Farm. And get my titanium dioxide. So I mix my titanium dioxide with water. It's water soluble, so it's easier if you mix it with water first and then mix it into the batter, or the soap batter. And I'm just gonna eyeball this, about 2 teaspoons for each one. Okay. I'm gonna give that a quick mix, and we'll move on to the fragrance oil. Okay. We need some more. We'll set this one off to the side and work on the next one. Alright, just do that quick mix because we still have to add in our mica powder. And I'm going to do this by hand, at least at first. I'm worried about it thickening up too quickly, so I want to hand mix this as much as possible. Okay. Made a mess. Once I get most of this powder absorbed in there, then we'll continue with the hand mixer. Make sure it's well incorporated. There we go. Okay, set that off to the side. Here on the side. All right. All right, so now all we have to do is add our fragrance oil, and then we'll be ready to pour. All right, now we're just gonna add our fragrance. Add the rest to the other one. All right. I'm just waiting for this to thicken up just a tad more. When I pour this into the mold, I don't want the colors to mix too much. I want them to be pretty separate. Okay. Now we're going to get our molds. We're doing 4 molds today. This mess here. We're going to start with our off-white. We're going to pour that one first. Now we're going to start pouring our gold. And I'm just trying to go slowly because I want it to look like swirls when we cut it into bars. So I'm just going back and forth slowly so we get some distinctive lines and that the soap batter won't mix too much. We'll add a little bit of off-white at the top when we're done. Okay, and now we're going to go to this one. Let's try to move that out of the way. It's still pretty fluid. I'm probably doing this a little too soon. I should probably wait for it to thicken up, but I'm impatient. I've had so many batters of batches of soap thicken on me so quickly that I tend to be overly cautious because I worry that it's going to thicken on me, and so I tend to pour sooner than I should so that I have lots of time to work with the batter. All right. Move that one aside. Move on to this one. This is my best-selling soap. This is really, really popular. I use this in my own shower. I tend to use most of them. I save the sample pieces and the end pieces, and I cut most of it up into samples for other people, and then I usually set one aside for myself and my family. So we use this one a lot. Okay, last one. This is starting to thicken up on me now, so the colors won't blend into each other as much once it's this thick, so I can go a little faster. Okay, back to the off-white. Alright, let's move this one off to the side. I can see the little specks of oatmeal powder in this. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm going to finish scraping out my buckets, and I'll be right back when we're done. Alright, here's our finished loaf of soaps, and I'm just cleaning up the edges, cleaning up any drips I may have made. Got some over here. Alright, so I'm going to let these sit up. I'm going to start mixing up my soap frosting for the top, and when that is ready to pipe, I will come back and pipe the top. Alright, my soap batter is set up enough to pipe, and so I'm actually going to set these off to the side and just do one on camera. And make sure we're in frame. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay. used to decorate cakes. I did wedding cakes long time ago. And so it kind of helped me with this project because I already know how to pipe cakes. But soap batter is way different than frosting. It can be all different kinds of consistencies, and if I try to pipe too soon, it's a runny, icky mess. And if I wait too long, then it's too hard and I hurt my hands trying to press hard on the bag and it barely comes out. So it's kind of touch and go. And sometimes it takes a long time for my soap batter to set up enough to pipe, but then other times it happens really fast. So I have to be really careful and watch my soap batter. And we're just gonna go along here and pipe the top, just like that, and put one more in the center. And then we'll go ahead and put our embeds in. And I'm gonna put one more on this end for this bar here on the end. There we go. Now we've got our honeycomb. Also got a bee that we're gonna put in. And I've got my lines marked here on the side, so we are gonna put these in. And just like that. I'm gonna turn it the other way so I can see better. Let's see. And we're just gonna put these in right off to the side here. Some of them are bees. Make sure we got the bee that way. All right. Gotta be really careful to place these in the right spot because when I go to cut the bar, sometimes I mess up and then one bar is too thick or one's too skinny. And I really try hard to put them in the right spot so most of the bars are about the same size. Now this one I'm going to turn the other way because it's the end bar and I want this to be the back. So when I cut, you've got a pretty fresh cut there in the center. Okay, now we're going to take our mica drizzle. Already got it prepared. And it's just avocado oil mixed with mica powder. And we're going to drizzle it to make it look like honey. And we're just going to drizzle it so that it kind of just flows on both sides. Just like that. Try not to make a mess. I'm really good at making messes. Okay. And the last thing we need to go on here is our oatmeal. And I'm going to put it on here pretty thick because a lot of it will fall off when I go to cut these bars. So we're just going to put our oatmeal powder in there, just like that. There we go. All right, here is our oatmeal milk and honey. See if I can get a better angle here. There we go. Oatmeal milk and honey, and we'll come back in 24 hours to cut these into bars. All right, we are back to cut the oatmeal milk and honey soap. And that's what it looks like. We're gonna cut it on its side because some of this oatmeal is gonna fall off the top. So let's turn it this way. actually going to turn it the other way because we've got a drag mark through the soap right here from the oatmeal. So try that again, and I'm going to turn it the other way. I'm going to try very hard not to get drag marks from the oatmeal. I can smooth most of it out, but I'd rather just not have them in the first place. So we'll try it this way. There we go. There's a slight drag mark in the soap at the very top, but that's what it looks like.